It's your girl, Joy the Show Ranzel, also known on Instagram as hashtag Joy Taught Me. And I am here at Essential Aesthetics and Laser in Charlotte, North Carolina, where I do my thing, all things holistic beauty. So come and check me out for organic facials, gua sha, facial reflexology, professional makeup. You can also check out some of my products that I have in the self-care store. There's also a link in the information section down below where you can check out the online store. And I also have a blog, thebeautyinfluencer.org. So definitely go there, sign up for the mailing list, and stay updated with all the things that we have going on. So, I'm actually on my way out the door. I just finished up a makeup client for the day, but I wanted to do a really quick video on the 5 reasons why you do not have oily skin. I'm not saying that people don't have oily skin, but there may be reasons why you don't have oily skin because there are some things you may not be doing. And I just think it's way too common. It's so easy for people to say, again, like, oh, my skin's really oily. But there's always some go-to questions that I have. And a lot of times people aren't doing these things. So I just want to run those down really quickly. And, once you start incorporating some of these, let's just see if the skin can really actually balance out. A lot of times skin is more so imbalanced than having a real issue. So let's get into it without further ado. So the number 1 reason, and I have my notes here. If you have I love notes on my phone. I'm like obsessed with them. I can't remember anything without my notes. So here we go. Your skin is dehydrated. Okay? Drink some water. We see that on social media all the time. Like, hi, go drink water. If your skin is basically not hydrated from the inside, again, the first thing it's going to do is really start pumping out more oil to try to compensate and soothe that skin. So real hydration versus particularly moisture, is what we want to go after for that. That can really help balance the skin out again and stop really just creating so much oil on the face. Dehydrated, that is number 1. Drink water. Add a little chlorophyll to it too, if you so dare. That will really help filter out the blood and get the toxins out. So drink water. That is number 1 reason you don't have oily skin, because you don't drink water. Number 2, your face is dirty. No shade. If you don't have a really good, morning and nighttime cleansing regimen, you could just be putting oil on top of oil on top of oil, or you may just not be washing it off, as well as you possibly can. Again, the oil that's in our skin is there to basically protect. And so that's, if you're not cleaning that off, the skin just has a way of protecting itself, and that is going to be with the oil. And so it's going to just keep producing that. So wash your face, again, for it to start to really feel balanced, because that's really the goal. There's nothing wrong with a little glow. We want our skin, again, to look hydrated and healthy. We just don't want the greasy look. And so that may be a reason why you don't have oily skin, because you're not really washing it properly. Which will go into my 3rd reason, is that you're using the wrong products. We as professionals in the industry tend to have access to products that may be a little bit stronger, to really, get in there and cleanse the skin, versus something that you may find just in a drugstore, or what we call like over the counter. So monthly facials are really important if you can afford those. If you can't, Pinterest is like my best friend. They have lots of ideas for at-home facials that you can do. But yeah, the right products are important. I actually did a review recently on Fenty Skin, and you can check that out here on YouTube. That's a nice, basic, cost-effective, everyday cleanser that you can use. But again, I would definitely consult an esthetician like myself or my girls here at Essential Aesthetics and Laser to find a cleanser that's going to be really suitable for your skin and that will, again, help it balance out, get rid of the oil from the everyday and the dirt and the debris, but make sure, again, that the skin is still hydrated and moisturized at the same time. And a lot of products that are marketed to oily skin per se tend to really strip the skin. And their goal is to just strip all the oil and everything out of the skin, which again, just like I said, if the skin feels dehydrated, it's going to overcompensate and it's going to keep pumping out oil. So you may just have a combination of the wrong products. Don't be afraid to customize. I have learned a lot about that in the past year or so, where it just really depends on what's going on. If I'm having a breakout or, I may have eaten the wrong thing and, dealing with a blemish at that point in time, I like to customize and have kind of maybe 2 or 3 different cleansers that I bounce around in between. Just depending on whatever, again, my skin is going through at the time. So don't feel like you have to be super loyal to one product line. You can try a few things. And that actually leads me into the next point. Especially as women, we have our hormones can really change things and switch things up, through different weeks in the month. And so the 4th reason is that you don't understand your hormones and cycle. The days leading up to and during our menstrual cycle, we produce more estrogen. And so that triggers the body to create more sebum. And again, our skin gets oilier, which is why we tend to have breakouts. Hello, hormonal breakouts during our cycles. So again, that's a good time. Well, you understand, number one, that your skin's already going to be creating more oil. But like I said before, having the right products around can kind of help you to combat that and deal with it, as best as you can. Of course, having a healthy diet. I also did a post not too long ago on the different supplements that I use. That, I mentioned that they went into PCOS, but they're also for just female wellness in general, and they can definitely help balance out the skin during these hormonal times and just the body in general and everything that we deal with. But yeah, you could just be dealing with your hormones, and the hormones could be a little bit more imbalanced. That could be one reason why you're dealing with a lot of oil. I used to have cystic acne, so again, I totally get it. And it was because my hormones were imbalanced. So not understanding our cycles and hormones can definitely make us feel like we have this really super oily skin. And number 5, this is the last one, is that, again, the skin is imbalanced and it's not filtering properly. One of the treatments that I offer here at Aesthetics and Laser is gua sha. And so what that does is it helps the blood flow. And that is helping the blood to flow and distribute hydration, nutrients into all the areas of the face. Because if we have stagnation, if our muscles, just like if we had a knot, in our neck or any muscle in the body is tight and that blood flow cannot flow through that muscle, it gets stuck. Well, yeah, my hydration, my water, everything's getting stuck there too. And so I may not be, again, getting the health, properly distributed all over my face, which again can contribute to just having imbalance in the skin, which can, again, just make us look really oily. So a lot of times, again, people who assume and feel like they have oily skin, it could be spotty. It's not particularly all over the face. You could be really dry in some areas and really, really oily in others. And so, it could just be imbalanced. It could just be, most of the time, we're imbalanced. Again, the reason I just really wanted to do this post is because that's just such a go-to word. It's something that we say all the time. People are constantly trying to mattify and, get rid of, this oily look. And there's nothing wrong with having hydrated, dewy, glowing skin. I personally love me a glow, honey. That's what we want. But those are the reasons why your skin is not oily. It could be dehydrated. You could be using the wrong products, which means that you might not be getting it properly cleansed. You may not be understanding what's going on with your cycles, and just imbalance in general, so that you're not getting the hydration all over the face and it's still pumping out more oil. Okay? So I hope that helps. And again, check me out here at Essential Aesthetics and Laser. Check out the Self-Care Store. Check out the Beauty Influencer blog. And I will see you next time. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Sunday. All right, y'all. Peace.